Hey guys, Josh again here with Windy City Equipment. Hey, today I want to continue on with how to run a successful service company. Only a few episodes left to this one, but today I want to talk about how to handle a disgruntled customer. Um, this is unfortunately one aspect of doing business, and it is a difficult line to walk in any industry, not just the service industry. But from time to time, you will experience customers that have a legitimate problem with you or your service or what they were charged, whatever the matter might be. And some of them are great about communicating it and being respectful and courteous. And usually those are the ones that are easy to come to a solution on. But then you've got the customers that just literally call up in a blind rage, screaming their head off, cursing left and right, f this, f that, f you. We've had that happen before, and boy, let me tell you, it is not fun to deal with. And by the end of the conversation, you start wondering why they were your customer in the first place, because that's just not a good way to do business. But anyway, on to how to handle a situation like that. Um, I unfortunately have had to deal with that too many times in the past. But it's about approach and, taking the entire circumstance as a whole and analyzing it yourself. So basically, it's a five-step process on how to handle customers and situations, and usually it comes to a good conclusion by the end of it. Um, the first thing you want to do is listen, genuinely hear them out, understand their concerns. Just let them vent until they're out of breath or they can't breathe anymore, and take everything that they said into consideration. And then step two is to respond to them, relate to them, respond to them. So say something like, "No, I completely understand your frustration. Let me see what I can do. Let me review, which is the third step. Let me review all the information, all the invoices, and talk to my technicians and see what happened and see what we can do for you." And usually that'll get them to at least calm down a little bit, and it will also give you the opportunity to get off the phone with them and uh, you know take everything into consideration. Look at your profit margins on the job, which you should have recorded if you uh, have the right software, like my last video. But you want to talk to the technicians. You want to see what happened. You want to see what the entire circumstance was so you know what you can do for this customer that is just blind with rage. Also, if you can get off the phone with them and tell them that you're going to call them back, usually by the time you call them back, they've calmed down a little bit more and they're much easier to communicate with. If they demand that they stay on the phone, then that's fine too, but they do have to be placed on hold and you do have to review the circumstance. You can't rectify any situation if you don't have all the information. And truth be told, you can't get all the information from a customer that is screaming his head off. You have to look at your end as well as his end. Otherwise, nobody would make any money because everybody would just yell and get stuff for free. But that's not how the world works, unfortunately, right? So um, the fourth step then is accommodate. You call them back and you say, okay, look, I've looked at the invoice. I've looked at the situation. I've talked to my technicians. This is what I can do for you. All right, and honestly look at what you can do. All right, if giving them 15 minutes of time or half an hour of time on the labor bill, um, if you can spare it, then just do it because it'll make the customer happy. It will get them to return. If that's not enough or they're demanding way too much, there are going to be some situations that you can't accommodate, and you'll just have to go on and deal with that. If there's a customer that is that angry and that upset, you do then need to start asking yourself, do you want them as a customer? Is this going to be a regular thing? Are they going to do this every time? So there's a lot that goes into it, and most of the time you're going to want them as a customer. I mean, you want as many customers as you can, and you're generally in this industry to help your customers succeed. So you never want it to get to that point, but sometimes it will, and you just need to know that. So after you accommodate, you conclude. You've given them the 15 minutes of time, or you can tell them, hey, your next service call, I'm going to cut in half for you, and then you give them a credit for half of whatever your service fee is or your travel rate is. Um, you know, and at least at that point, they'll feel appreciated, they'll feel heard, and they will feel that the situation, whether it was legitimately fair or not before, they will feel like you are trying to rectify it. And usually, if they feel like you're trying to rectify it, they'll understand, they'll accept, and they'll call you again because they know that you generally care, about the service that you do, and you stand behind what you do. So that was step five, is conclude. And always make sure that you're respectful when you get off the phone and you say, hey, I appreciate you voicing your concerns. Um, Hopefully that there's other things we can do for you in the future. So that's usually the steps that I take when there's a disgruntled customer or a customer that's blind with rage. Not a situation that we ever like to deal with, but a situation that you're going to deal with. So anyway, that's all I got for this week. Questions, concerns, comments, let me know below. Shoot me an email, whatever you want. But anyway, we will see you next week. Thanks for watching.